Welcome back, Warriors, to Over 50. Today, if you are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and click the bell. Clicking the bell lets you know when a video comes up, so you don't have to wait for me to say, hey, I posted a video about this on Facebook. You'll just get the notification, you can click on it and go straight to the video and watch it. Hit the subscribe button. So if you haven't done that, do that. Click the bell. Like the video, share it. Comment down below, so if I answer a question or I don't answer a question enough for you to satisfy your question, if my answer doesn't satisfy your question, let me know down below what more you need, and we can go back and forth and try to get everything straightened out the best I can. That leads me to the next of two disclaimers I have to give. The first one, I am not an expert. Somebody on one of the message boards said, you in your video, you act like you're an expert, and you're not. You're right, I'm not an expert, and I didn't realize I was acting as an expert. I just try to give my opinion on how I dealt with recovery and things in the hospital and my symptoms that led to my, getting the CT or the MRI of my head, finding out that I was herniated 18 millimeters, blah, 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 and got me down this road. And then if someone asks me a question and I answer it, I'm going to answer it as if this had happened to me, what I would do, how I would look at it, and try to give them an answer from my perspective. So that's what I'm doing. I'm not trying to be an expert at all. Also, I'm not a doctor. One of the admins on one of the Chiari boards said that I needed to clarify that I'm not a doctor. And I shouldn't be giving advice. So I'm giving advice from the point of view that I think if I would have had the advice when I went through it, I would have done things differently. So when I offer advice in that arena, so to speak. Now that that's all covered, let's go ahead and get into it. I'm about 5 days away from being 15 months post decompression surgery. And the three questions that I saw on Facebook, I'll just take them one at a time. The first question was, do you ever have a headache so bad that you can't get out of bed? We've all had those. I know I have had those headaches, and I'm fairly comfortable. I've seen other people post that they have had really nasty headaches, and it's difficult to get out of bed. I mean, some people, their symptoms that their prioritized symptoms that they were having the most of started, headaches, dizziness, and then something else. Mine started out dizziness, headaches, and then I had pain going down my right arm. I'm not going to get into all that right now. I do have another video for that. It's in the archives, so you can go back and look at that, and I explain that more in detail. But headaches were a problem, and when I would get a headache, and it's like, man, I don't feel like getting up out of this bed. It's hard enough just laying here. It's going to be harder if I get up walking around. I know the feeling. I mean, you might be going through the same similar type of thought process. My view on that is, if you don't try to get out of bed and do something, accomplish a task, even if it's a minor task. That's a win for you. Say you get up, and you get up, you go to the restroom, you go to the kitchen, you get a cup of coffee, you drink half of it, go back to bed, and you go back to bed until your next dose of medicine. So it's the next time to take medicine. Well, hey, you got up out of bed and you did something productive. You used the facilities, you walked, which should not be discounted, okay? You poured yourself half a cup of coffee and drank it, or a full cup, whatever, you drank it. So, you brought some liquids into your body. Water would probably be a better choice than coffee, but let's just keep it real here. You brought something into your body, gave your body some, nourishment of some sort. You drank something, you walked back to bed, you got in bed. Hey, if you would have just stayed in bed, none of those other things would have happened. So in my opinion, you get a win for that. And then just try to see the next time that happens and you're feeling like that, get up, do those things, or do some other things to equal that, but try to do one more thing each time. And then the next time, try to do one more thing, and then do one more thing. And then before you know it, the headaches are not controlling you. You are controlling your symptoms to allow you to work. I know, it's a lot easier said than done. I know, because I know some of those headaches may feel like your eyes, the backs of your eyes are on fire, or one section of your head is just, it's just a constant pain. Nothing you can do, ice, heat, nothing works, and then you start having these issues with jawing, with your jaw, jawing, chewing, that can be an issue. I get it. But if you can try to get up and do something, then at the end of the day, when you assess your day, you can say, you know what? I didn't let Chiari get the best of me. I battled through it, and I got some things done. So I had a good day. That would be my approach on that. Like I said, I didn't get the headaches really, really bad before surgery, and I get the occasional one now. Like 3 weeks ago, I had, the backs of the eyes were on fire. I had that situation, and that lasted for about 2 days. So for 2 days, I was, doing stuff, and my wife was like, yeah, maybe you need to go lay down. I'm like, no, I'm going to soldier on, so to speak, and I'm going to try to, do what I need to do. If it's sitting here watching YouTube, hey, at least I'm sitting up, I'm watching something, and I'm not just laying in my bed moping around. So hopefully I answered question 1 the way that you wanted it answered. If I didn't, comment down below if that was your question, and we can talk about it, and I can maybe do another video and clarify it more. Second question I saw was dealing with PT, and when do you get PT, or when is PT offered to you? And the way I was reading the question was kind of asking, I felt they were asking, what kind of PT do you get once you're discharged and once you're home? PT that I was required to do was all in the hospital, and the PT that I had to do, I had to be able to check all the boxes to get out of the hospital. So basically, if those guys came to my door, I knew that I had some more work to do, because when they stopped coming to my door, that means I'm closer to getting out the door. So they would come, and the first thing was, well, let's get you stood up, and let's see if you can walk 2 steps over here to this chair and have a seat. And I was like, I really don't want to sit in the chair, the bed's more comfortable. Yes, but we have to see that you can walk. And I was like, okay, so I got to play the game here. So I got up, I walked over, I sat down in a comfortable chair for 30 minutes. I said, are we done? Can you get back? So I walked back. I said, don't touch me. Just let me do it. I walked it back to the bed. They marked it off on their list. And then the next thing was I had to walk to the bathroom unattended, use the bathroom, actually be able to produce urine, and then get back to the bed unassisted. So they assisted 1 day, and then the next 2 times, no assistance, they never came back. So if you're needing physical therapy at home, that would be something you'd have to talk with your doctor about, because I'm not a medical professional, and I don't have any experience with that. I mean, I had a great support system at home. I had my wife and I had my daughter. So basically, I would get up, I'd use the restroom, I'd walk into the kitchen, I'd be handed a couple pills. I didn't look, it was already organized. My wife took care of that, so I just, whatever she handed me, I took it, popped it into my mouth like house, a little bit of water, and then they'd say, what do you want on your sandwich, or what do you want to eat? I would tell them, they'd say, okay, go sit down. So I'd turn on the TV, find a show I'd want to watch, they'd bring it to me, I'd eat it in my recliner, and then they would pick up the plate and they'd put it back, they'd take care of it, wash the dishes and all that. I'd stay in the recliner watching shows as long as I could, because the headaches they're going to be nasty, the first week or so that you're out, that you're back at home trying to recuperate, trying to recover. And so when they got too bad, turned the TV off, walked back to my room. Hey, that was a good start. That was a good positive moment of my day. I did something with Chiari. So if you're needing physical therapy at home to recover, you'd have to talk with your doctor about that. I don't even know what to say, really, because the only PT I dealt with was the PT in the hospital. Last question, and then we'll get you out of here. Do you deal with memory loss, or is there memory loss after surgery? I do have some memory loss. I don't have it to the point to, like, say, where I think one person said that she loses her keys frequently, and now the management or the apartment manager is upset that she keeps losing her keys, and she said she's upset with herself for losing her keys. Laugh out loud. I never had that issue. My biggest problem would be, and sometimes you'll catch me doing it in these videos. I had a perfect example of it in the previous video, but my new cat, Cactus Jack, decided that he wanted to try to eat my foot, and I just had to redo the video. So I had a perfect example there, but I will sometimes be talking and I will forget what I was talking about. And in the last video, I think it was, I forget what question it was, but I forgot what I was talking about, and it wasn't planned. It wasn't I'm going to plan to do this. I just legitimately forgot. That'll happen from time to time. It happens to me. I think in the video I was talking about the physical therapy at home, and I forgot about, I was like, okay, I need to talk about the physical therapy that I dealt with. I drew a blank. And I was like sitting for like 10, 15 seconds. I was like, oh yeah, they came to me, and then, that's when I said, hey, I basically had to check all the boxes so they didn't come back anymore. They don't come back anymore, then I'm out the door faster. So, but as far as remembering things, I'll be having conversations with my colleagues, and they'll say, well, how did you handle this student when they do this in your room? What do you do that works? And I'll be like, thinking, because I know he's done stuff, but I just can't recall it. And I'll be like, oh, okay, well, when he does this, I do this, so, but they're very understanding that, basically my skull stops here, and you guys already probably know this, and then watch what happens with my finger. My finger disappears all the way down into that little crevice where the incision's at, because there's no skull there. They removed it so that my brain would have more room to work with, so I could get better flow. So I do sometimes have those moments. So, but I don't misplace my ATM card. I don't lose my keys, but I'm also very OCD about putting things back in a certain place, and I've just kind of been that way for years. Like I stand up out of a chair, I always pat my back pocket and make sure my wallet's there. I had my wallet stolen once, so that's just something I've started doing. I've been doing it for 20 years. So those types of things are probably helping me not forget where I put things, because I have that OCD issue. But anyhow, this video has gone on long enough, and I don't want to have to record it again. So I'm going to close out by saying, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, please hit the subscribe button, click the bell so you'll know when I post a new video or when I go live. Check the video down below. I try to pick a video I think you might find interesting. I just try to pick something different from my archives. It might relate to you directly, it might not relate at all, but you might be able to find something in it that would help you. And if you don't, maybe you look at some of the other videos and you can find something in there that would help you. But like, share, comment. Those comments really help, because it helps me help you. And with that, I'm going to say, until next time, warriors, stay strong, and remember, you can beat this. The only way you lose to this is if you willingly give in to it. That's just my personal belief. Anyhow, until later.